here, reliving my grunge phase, because we are officially equidistant from 1990 as we are from 2050. I don't know if that means anything. Also, I never went through a grunge phase. I just happened to throw on my plaid shirt today because I'm going for a quick hike after this. And so the hiking thing is happening. But I realized it just looks really grungy. Anyway, I just wanted to take a quick minute. My plans for today did not pan out, just as none of my holiday plans have panned out. And I'm feeling just a little bit blah about all of that. But I don't want to get into that too much. But I did finish Michelle Obama's Becoming last night, and I just wanted to quickly log that. I don't have too much to say about it. I have been really enjoying audiobooks and listening to audiobooks being read by the people who have written them. I've been really enjoying that. And there were 2 sections in the book that weren't of particular interest to me, and probably if I had been reading, I would have just skipped those chapters. But otherwise, she's a very intelligent and wise woman, and I'm glad I spent that time with her. I'm not usually very interested in the personal lives of political figures and political leaders and that sort of thing, which is odd. I did one of my university degrees was in political science, so you'd think I'd be more into that, but I'm not. But Barack and Michelle Obama are such authentic people that it's really hard not to be drawn to them and fascinated by them. So I'm really looking forward actually to his book as well. I read Dreams from My Father. I can't remember if I read it just before or just after he was elected. Possibly, I think it was just after. I do remember being in India when he was elected. So I remember where I read it. I was not in India when I read it. But anyway, I can't remember if that was before or after. But anyway, in any case, Michelle Obama definitely knows how to tell a story, including her own. And it was time very well spent. I don't really know how you rate a biography. Like, you can't really say to someone, well, your story sucks, because it's their story, right? And clearly, I mean, her story is obviously more interesting than mine is. So I don't know. It's hard to really rate that, but I definitely enjoyed the time that I spent with her. And I would say, I mean, other than those 2 sections and that's just a personal thing. I'm just not terribly interested in children or your experience of getting pregnant or having them. It's just not something that I have ever been interested in. Or fashion. I mean, clearly. And the other section was about her clothing and her choices of designers and blah, blah. Which, don't get me started. I don't know that we've ever had to listen to anyone dissect any other world leaders' suits and their ties. Like, it just makes me crazy. But anyway, yeah. So mostly, like, if I was giving it a rating, I would probably rate it like 4 cups of tea, probably. It could just be those were my 2 main points of not being terribly interested. It did feel long. I don't know though. That could have been because I had planned to listen to it while I was road tripping out to my holiday, which didn't happen because of my illness, and so then just maybe seemed to take a bit longer than usual. But in any case, yeah, it was great. I found it really hard last night when we got to the end. I actually got a bit choked up because it just, I don't know. To me, those felt like really those were the days. I just miss them. I miss them so much. And things seem a little dire at the moment. And actually, just after I had finished and checked into the world, and apparently, as a political maneuver, the current administration is, I guess, trying to start a war because I don't think ever in the history of America has a wartime president not been reelected. So it's definitely a desperate political move. Whether it works or not remains to be seen. Probably. I mean, I feel like if the American public is ridiculous enough to elect him in the first place, it's quite likely they'll do it again. I don't know. I don't have much respect for these people anymore. I don't know what to say. She got to this section about gun control, and your heart's just breaking, and you just sit there thinking, why are you people not doing anything about it? I know something happens down in New Zealand, and they immediately take action and make laws. We are fortunate where I live. We do have the occasional incident, and they tend to be copycat incidences after something happens down in the States. But we don't tend to sensationalize that. And for that reason, I think it doesn't happen nearly as often. We also have stricter gun control laws, so it is harder for people to get a hold of guns. That being said, I do think we can do more, and I hope that we do. But I don't know. I think last year they were up to one every 2 weeks or something. It's just ridiculous. And I don't know, man. It just breaks your heart. Anyway, yeah. So on that hopeful, cheery note, off we go, marching into 2020. I'm going to head off. I've got plans for a quick hike before the daylight dwindles down to nothing. And yeah, that's all I've got for today. Happy reading.